In a dungeon, 3 adventurers face off against monsters. 2 of them are named Zoid and Jolene, while the third, our protagonist, is Ayn, who works as an Appraiser, the lowest class in this world. In this universe, upon birth, the goddess of light assigns a job to each person, while the goddess of darkness grants them abilities. The abilities can improve with training, but the jobs are hereditary and cannot be changed. Jobs are divided into 3 categories. The first is the rare class. It occupies the highest level and is reserved for a few, such as wealthy merchants and strategists. The second is the high class. It includes fighters, such as swordsmen and mages, who are part of this category along with Zoid and Jolene. And the third is the low class. It includes jobs like farmers and appraisers, which are unsuitable for combat. Because jobs are inherited, children often follow in their parents' footsteps. However, Ayn lost his parents at a very young age, so he couldn't continue the family business. Instead, he chose the only available path for someone of his class, to become an adventurer. After defeating a giant rat, Zoid and Jolene, the 2 adventurers, allow Ayn, as an appraiser, to take care of examining the corpse to collect materials. The giant rat is of rarity F, the lowest rank, but it seems that its teeth are of rank D. Ayn tries to extract the teeth, but he cannot do it on his own. So he asks Zoid and Jolene to help open the creature's mouth. However, they refuse and mock Ayn, reminding him that this is his duty as an appraiser. They even nickname him Trash Picker. Zoid comments that anyone could take the corpse to the guild to evaluate it with magical tools, further minimizing Ayn's work. Resigned, Ayn admits that his only ability is to identify and extract materials from monsters, which reduces him to someone who scavenges trash. The real reason why Zoid and Jolene accepted Ayn into their group is because Zoid doesn't want to store corpses in his magical bag. Thus, Ayn is forced to endure this contempt and scavenge materials to survive in a world that despises him for his job. After Ayn managed to extract the teeth from the giant rat, the group continued advancing through the dungeon. Along the way, they came across the corpse of a hellhound, a monster that caught Ayn's attention because, according to the guild's information, it shouldn't be in that dungeon. Zoid, annoyed by Ayn's comments, forces him to fulfill his task and collect the materials from the corpse. Upon evaluating the hellhound, Ayn discovers that its rarity is rank B, much higher than expected. Once he finishes collecting the materials, the group continues forward, but they encounter more hellhounds along the way. Ayn, uneasy, points out that something is wrong. The guild's map indicates that this area should be an empty corridor, not a monster's nest. Therefore, it would be best to leave the dungeon. However, Zoid and Jolene ignore his warning. Zoid even imposes a condition. If Ayn decides to leave the dungeon, he must leave his backpack. He also warns him that disobeying the leader would mean being expelled from the group and losing the money he's earned. Ayn reflects. With his job as an appraiser, it is difficult for other groups to accept him, and this opportunity is barely allowing him to earn a living. After thinking this over, he decides to stay with the group and continue forward. On the way, the group encounters numerous hellhounds. Ayn realizes that it is the same pack fighting for food and warns that they must flee. However, Zoid and Jolene decide to sacrifice him as bait. The hellhounds attack Ayn, but their bites manage to free him from the paralysis. Taking advantage of this opportunity, Ayn grabs a stone and strikes the hellhounds, then throws food from his backpack to distract them, allowing him to escape. However, he encounters a wall blocked by Zoid and Jolene, who prevent his escape. Although he can see another exit, when he tries to follow it, he realizes it leads to a dead end. If he decides to go back, the dogs will devour him alive. As he reflects on his situation, Ayn comes to the conclusion that all of this happened because he is an appraiser. In the end, he blames only himself for his job and runs away, setting his own limits without ever truly trying. Now it is too late, as he realizes that it all happened because of his weakness. In a final act of desperation, he throws himself into the void, lamenting his miserable life, convinced that he will die like trash. In an unknown place, a woman appears and gives Ayn a kiss on the forehead, which allows him to return to life, with all his wounds healed. Upon awakening, Ayn notices a gigantic tree, known as the World Tree. This tree, which existed in the past, produced the mana used in magic. Its ability to generate mana came from its capacity to absorb it from the atmosphere and transform it. However, the World Tree had withered long ago, and it was said to no longer exist. Ayn wonders if, despite the death of the tree, mana is still being generated. The researchers, searching for answers, claimed that there were other world trees, so they sent expeditions to find them. However, after exploring the entire surface of the world, they found nothing. Apparently, the World Tree was located in dungeons so deep that it was almost impossible to reach it. Ayn thanks the tree for saving his life, but soon realizes that he cannot perceive the presence of monsters in this place, nor does he believe anyone will come to help him. Also, there is no food. Aware that he will die of hunger if he does nothing, he decides to take the risk and try to escape before it is too late. This path was not on the map, meaning that even the guild doesn't know about it. Ein gathers his courage and decides to continue on his way. Suddenly, he notices that his ear and 2 fingers have been cut off. Upon evaluating the monster, he realizes that it is a rank S gremlin, which surprises him since the hellhounds were rank B. However, the gremlin quickly attacks him. Although Ein can know the level of his enemy, this does not make him stronger in combat, so his only option is to escape. Before the gremlin can attack him again, a large rank S monster, called a death bear, crushes the gremlin. This monster attacks Ein, and when it seems like he will die, he is saved by an unknown person who tells him not to misunderstand, as they are human. Then, Ein appears once again in the same place as before, with all his wounds completely healed, in front of the world tree. There, he sees the beautiful lady, and upon observing her, he thinks that she looks like an elf from a fairy tale.